Hello, my name is Skip, and this is From the Fourth Row's Worst Movies of the Year, 2012. Now, before I get into my top 10 worst movies of the year, I'm just want to say that I have not seen every movie this year. I do not go out of my way to see movies I perceive to be bad. So, there may not be movies that you think are bad on my list because I probably didn't see them because I know better not to see some of those pieces of crap. So, that being said, here are my top 10 worst movies of the year. With number 10, I'm going to go with The Vow, starring Channing Tatum and Rachel McAdams. Um, these Nicholas Sparks movies based on Nicholas Sparks novels, I mean, they're just so contrived. Most obviously, always, they're contrived, and that's what makes them bad. These actors have to try to make this dialogue believable, and most times they can't. So that's why that's number 10. And number 8 is The Hunger Games. I know a lot of people, a lot of teenage girls and boys and whoever loved the Hunger Games books and loved this movie. Well, I didn't love this movie. First of all, it's supposed to be set in a post-apocalyptic future, like a poverty-stricken world, and I just believed it just looked like it was fake. Nothing that they perceived to be poor, and I mean these sets were so obviously uh, set up just so they could do these scenes, and then okay, we're gonna have the backdrop of South Carolina or wherever it was filmed, and I mean just the dialogue. I mean you're gonna, I mean I read all these books. These books are horribly written, and you can't take badly written books and try to translate them into a good movie. And there's some good actors and actresses in this movie. Jennifer Lawrence, Stanley Tucci, some good people, but none of them can do any good with this piece of crap. Now, number 8 is the sequel of Clash of the Titans, Wrath of the Titans. Once again, you get two of the great actors of our time in this movie, and they can't even make this garbage work. So, I mean, yeah, there's special effects and all this kind of stuff, but you know, when you have two good actors and they're playing God, Zeus, and Hades, at least try to make it sound like they know what the heck they're talking about, and the movie sounds like it's entertaining. It's just special effects. They try to sell a movie on special effects, and it doesn't work. And I just think Wrath of the Titans was just horrible. Um, Number 6, I'm gonna say, I'll tell you right now, or no, actually I'm at number 7. Number 7. Now we're gonna have a couple quote unquote romantic comedies in a row here. Number 7 is This Is 40. First of all, I know families. I'm friends with a lot of different families. I have a family of my own. No family acts this way. These people are the most unrealistic family of all the families I've ever seen in my entire life. They just don't. Every word out of their mouth isn't a swear word. That's, I mean, kids just can't willy nilly swear at their parents the way these people do, and they pretend like they're poor or having all kinds of trouble, but they're driving Bentleys and expensive cars, and they've got businesses, and I just think this is horribly miscast. This movie was horribly miscast. Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd, I feel bad, but they should have. Judd Apatow did a horrible job casting this movie. This is a horrible, horrible movie. When he's done a few good movies in the past, Super Bad, Knocked Up, 40-year-old version, and so on. Now the other one is the 5-year engagement. Oh, once again, the other thing that they do in comedies that they think is funny is groin jokes. Cursing and groin jokes. So the two, they think that everyone's going to laugh because of bunches of curses and groin jokes. Well, there was too many groin jokes, and I didn't even believe um, these characters were even going to get married, let alone they're going to stay. I didn't even care if they got married, let alone 5-year engagement, and nobody does this stuff. These two movies were so unrealistic in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm living in a igloo in the middle of nowhere or something. I don't know, but I just could not stand the 5-year engagement. And I like Emily Blunt and Jason Segel as well. They're good actors. They can't save that. They couldn't save that movie. That's just crappy to me. Now, number 5 is once again Channing Tatum. I mean, he can do one good movie, and everybody thinks, "Oh, Channing Tatum's great." Well, this year he's been in like 4 movies, and they're not that good. You know, and Magic Mike is another one. I mean, the the actors that have established themselves, like Joe Manganiello and and Matthew McConaughey and those guys, and even to some extent Channing Tatum were okay, but like you get Kevin Nash, the wrestler. I mean, the heck is he doing in here? He's a complete idiot in this. And then the one main girl character in here, she can't act to save her life. She couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. This girl was horrible. I mean, horrible. And that really made this a comfortable experience for me because you're supposed to care about because she cares about her brother or whatever. I didn't give a crap about her brother. I didn't give a crap about her. I didn't give a crap about this movie. Magic Mike was complete garbage. And Steven Soderbergh, boy, I love Contagion a lot, but oh god, this is horrible. Now number 4, okay. Now we've had a lot of superhero movies this year: Batman: The Dark Knight Rises, The Avengers, The Amazing Spider-Man. I wasn't real happy with The Amazing Spider-Man. I like The Avengers and Dark Knight Rises, but the worst of the worst, and one of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen is Ghost Rider. I don't know what Nicolas Cage is doing, but he needs to change it because Ghost Rider was so stupid, so ridiculous, so unbelievable. I mean, you could the places where they were, you could tell. I mean, the special effects what they're using, they like bounced off the screen like you didn't. Like they weren't trying to meld them with the backdrop of the movie. I mean, it was just god. I mean, once again, bad dialogue, bad script. I could go on and on. Ghost Rider sucked. Number 3, Lockout. Another movie that, some people liked, but I just thought it was the stupidest concept. I mean, a prison in space, and they escape, and then they come down, and then he's gonna. I mean, this whole space prison crap. When you're gonna do a space prison thing, please make it a little bit more realistic. These guys were so dumb. The prisoners were dumb. The people were dumb. The concept was dumb. Guy Pearce. You had a couple good movies this year. I'll give you credit. Prometheus and Lawless. You were great in both of those, but not Lockout. Number 2. Oh God, what a piece of trash. 2 of my favorite up-and-coming actors. Chris Pine and Tom Hardy. This Means War. It's like a takeoff of Spy vs. Spy. Oh my god. First of all, I like Reese Witherspoon, but don't get me wrong. I'm not going to do all the crap that these two bozos do over Reese Witherspoon. She's not all that in a box of chocolates. I mean, this is such a ridiculous movie. And, the idea of Spy vs. Spy is kind of ridiculous in the first place. So try to translate that into a 2-hour movie. Oh, God. Garbage. Horrible. I hated This Means War. And I have a tie at number 1. The worst of the worst. And I just couldn't pick one over the other, so I decided to do a tie. And it's Battleship. Oh, God. What a piece of garbage. This has got to be one of the worst science fiction movies I've ever seen. First of all, Navy. You cross over Navy with aliens and stuff like that and try to make it believable. Then the other thing, the aliens are stupid looking. I mean, the whole idea of Battleship was dumb. How can you take a board game, by the way, almost has nothing to do with this movie, which is dumb in and of itself, and try to make a movie of a board game? Just dumb. And then, oh God, the worst of the worst. And this is just an absolute piece of trash, and that's The Watch. I mean, I like these guys. Jonah Hill, some of the guys in The Watch are good, you know. Uh, but I didn't buy that Neighborhood Watch could be cut down because of the controversy in Sanford, Florida. Then they changed it to The Watch, and that didn't make any difference to me. This movie wasn't, but these guys aren't going to be guys that you're going to say, oh yeah, these guys are going to watch My Neighborhood. These bumbling oafs of an idiot, and the whole idea of aliens and the whole, God, oh jeez. I mean, come on now. You could do better than this, guys. You know, but what are you going to do? Every year is going to have a lot of Rotten Tomatoes, and so that was my group of Rotten Tomatoes for the year. Hopefully, we won't have as many bad apples or Rotten Tomatoes next year. We had a great year in movies this year, so we didn't have as many bad ones. But I love talking about the good movies, not the bad ones. So my name's Skip, and that's my worst movies of the year, 2012. Hope everybody enjoys the movies in 2013.